The dust in the basement had a gritty taste, a mix of neglect and concrete that stuck in Arthur Pembroke's throat. After an hour alone under a bare bulb, he was mustering the courage to tackle his late uncle's chaotic collection. Boxes of mismatched china, a dressmaker's dummy with a crooked grin, and old National Geographics surrounded him, each holding memories he'd never shared. It was while shifting a crate of rusted tools that he saw it. A door. Arthur stood up, frowning. This was impossible. The basement was carved into solid Wisconsin bedrock. Just yesterday, a huge pile of rolled-up carpets had hidden this spot, but now the door was totally visible. It was made of dark, rough wood, different from everything else in the old house, held together with rusty iron straps. No handle, just a heavy iron ring. The creepiest part? It looked brand new, like it was made yesterday from ancient timber, with not a speck of dust on it. His heart thumped heavily as he touched the cold wood. A sharp static charge zapped his fingers, making him pull back. Come on, Arthur, he thought. It's just a door. Probably a root cellar your quirky uncle never mentioned. He took the iron ring. It was freezing. With a grunt, he pulled. The door swung inward without a sound, a profound and unsettling silence that was more disturbing than any creak would have been. Beyond the threshold was not a root cellar. It was not darkness. A rush of alien air hit him, cool and smelling like ozone and stone. The light was a dim gray, like an endless overcast. He gazed at rolling grayish-purple hills beneath a huge pale green moon and a smaller orange sun. Twisted silver-barked trees dotted the valleys, with jagged black mountains looming in the distance. Arthur stood frozen, one foot in his dusty basement, the other over an unbelievable world. His mind raced for an explanation. Was it a trick? But the breeze and gritty soil felt all too real. He stepped forward. The gravity felt the same, but the air was thinner, making him a bit dizzy. The silence was huge, just the wind whispering. He glanced back at the open door, a strange link to his basement, with that one light bulb shining familiar. He stepped on the odd, crystalline gravel and picked up a deep amethyst, veined with gold. A new world, he thought, a wild, incredulous laugh bubbling in his chest. Uncle Henry left me a goddamn new world. For 3 days, he couldn't get enough. He'd sneak down to the basement, open the Silvan door, and explore. With a backpack of water, a knife, and a flashlight, he sketched the blue-leafed shrubs and glowing lichen. On the 4th day, he saw the city. Nestled in the Black Mountains, spires and domes shimmered like mother of pearl. From afar, it looked stunning and totally abandoned. What a find. He packed for a longer trip, 2 days' food, extra water, a rope. Leaving the door propped open with a heavy stone felt like a link to his old life. The walk took all day. The landscape was super quiet, no birds or bugs, just the wind and the crunch of his footsteps. As he got closer, the city loomed large, built for giants, with gateways reaching 100 feet high. The silence felt heavy, pressing down on him. The streets were wide and empty, paved with shimmering material. Slender towers shot up into the greenish sky. It felt like everyone had just vanished, leaving behind only strange glyphs carved into the walls. He found the plaza at the city's heart. In its center stood a dais, and on the dais rested a large obsidian sphere, perfectly smooth and reflecting the twin lights of the sun and moon. It was the first object that seemed to have a purpose. Drawn to it, Arthur climbed the steps. As his shadow touched the sphere, it started to shift. The dark surface swirled, revealing a star chart with strange constellations linked by glowing lines. Then, it showed this planet from above, and the city below, alive with tall, graceful beings with glowing skin moving silently through the streets. He reached out, mesmerized. His fingertips were an inch from the cool surface when a sound shattered the profound silence. It was a scrape of stone on stone. Arthur spun around, his heart leaping into his throat. The plaza was still empty. The sound came again, from a shadowy archway to his left. He fumbled for his knife, the blade seeming pathetic and small in the immense space. A figure emerged from the archway. This wasn't one of those graceful beings from the vision. No way! This was a total nightmare. It had stumpy, reptilian legs and a torso covered in coarse, gray fur. 4 long arms ended in sharp claws. And the head? A hairless, bulbous mess with no eyes, just a toothy maw dripping black goo. It skittered around, swaying like it was sensing him. It let out a chittering hiss, a sound that was utterly alien and filled with malice. Fear, pure and primal, flooded Arthur's system. He backed away, his boots slipping on the smooth pavement. The creature advanced, its maw opening wider. He turned and ran. He sprinted blindly through the colossal streets, the chittering close behind. He could hear more now, answering calls echoing from other streets, other plazas. He wasn't alone in the city. He was prey. He dodged down a narrower alley, hoping to lose it. The alley ended in a courtyard with 3 other exits. He chose one at random, his lungs burning in the thin air. He risked a glance back. 2 of the creatures now pursued him, their clawed feet scraping against the pearl-white pavement. The door. The thought was a desperate prayer. He had to get back to the door. He burst out of the city gates and into the open hills, running as he had never run in his life. The purple-gray landscape, once a place of wonder, was now a terrifying maze. The green moon provided an eerie, sickly light as the orange sun began to dip below the horizon. Darkness was coming. He ran, his legs aching, his breath coming in ragged gasps. The chittering faded slightly, but he didn't dare stop. He navigated by the position of the mountains, praying he was heading in the right direction. The journey that had taken a day on the way in felt like an eternity on the way back. Finally, as full darkness descended, he saw it. A pinprick of light in the vast, alien dusk. The single bulb in his basement. The door was still open, the stone holding it. A sob of relief tore from his throat. He stumbled the last 100 yards, his body screaming in protest. He fell across the threshold, landing hard on the familiar, dusty concrete of his basement. He scrambled to his feet, grabbed the iron ring, and with all his remaining strength, he pulled the door shut. The thud of it closing was the most beautiful sound he had ever heard. He sat there for a long time, his back against the cold, reassuringly normal bedrock, shaking uncontrollably. He was safe. The terror began to recede, replaced by a hollow, trembling exhaustion. After a while, he stood up. He had to seal it. Brick it up, pour concrete over it, forget it ever existed. But as he turned to go upstairs, a new fear, cold and insidious, trickled into his mind. The stone. The one he had used to prop the door open. He looked at the door. It was shut tight. But on his side, he had left the stone on the other side. A slow scraping sound came from behind the dark wood. Then another. It was the sound of claws on crystal gravel, moving closer. Then, a soft, probing scratch on the door itself, right at the base. Arthur stood frozen, his blood turning to ice. He had not only brought back terror, he had shown them the way home. The door was closed, but it had no lock. And something was now on the other side, knowing it was there, waiting.